Hi guys, I'm back in another video, and as you can tell by the title, we'll be doing a bright under eye look today. There was a few questions about this look in my flexi rod video because I did my makeup at the end of the video and you guys got to see the whole beat, and people want to know how I got it. I did do a mini tutorial on TikTok for this look, so if you want a faster version, I would say check out my TikTok. A lot of people didn't know I had a TikTok, so I'll put my TikTok name on the screen. Follow your girl. I'm popping. Anyway, I changed up the eyeshadow from that look. If you don't know the look I'm talking about, I'll have it somewhere on the screen. In that video, that TikTok video for that look, I was actually recreating a look done by, I forgot her TikTok name, but I'll have her picture and TikTok on the screen so you guys can see her. I was recreating the look that she did, and that's how I got that look and that idea. Similar to that process that she did is what I'm going to be doing in this video, but in my own way. But I don't want to talk too much. Let's get into the video. Ooh, because I know you guys want to know how I got this beat. But don't forget to subscribe and give me a big thumbs up, as well as put on your post notifications so you don't miss out all of this. And let's get into it. So to start off, we'll be going in with a concealer. I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Tan Neutral. You can use a white concealer or an eyeshadow primer, anything that you use to prime your eyes to prepare it for the eyeshadow that we're about to place on our eyes. Then I'm going to go in and we're going to do our nose contour first. Now, I got this idea from the girls talking about in the intro. Don't remember her name, sorry, but you're gonna just contour first. And the thing I like about this is it allows your contour not to be so harsh after you do your makeup, because sometimes when you do your makeup and you contour right after, it might look a little harsh, especially in the nose area. So I think by doing this first and then going in with the concealer, it makes it look real nice and subtle, which I really like. But we're just doing my nose contour the normal way I normally do it, and make sure that we're bringing that contour into the eyebrow bone. Now moving on, I'm going into the James Charles palette and tapping into No Beans, and I'm using my fluffy brush to build up this color all over my eyes. As you can see, I'm doing windshield wiper motions and just slowly building up that color until it's to my liking. Y'all know I love me some pigment, so I'm going to continue to build this up for a while until it's nice and bright as it can possibly be. Now tapping into the MONSOON palette by What's Beauty, I'm taking this light brown shade just to blend the edges of this dark brown shadow, and that gives it a nice faded ombre effect. And then I'm going in with these rhinestones that I got from Amazon for $6 for the whole pack. That's really cheap. And I'm using the little tools that came with it to apply it. For the adhesive, I'm using my lash adhesive to apply these rhinestones, and I'm kind of doing them in a little pattern so they're evenly spread out across my eye. You could do it however you like, but that's just how I'm doing it here. And this look was inspired by Princess Reese. She did this for her Euphoria inspired makeup look, so let me give her credit. So cute. Now for our primer today, I'm going in with my Studio Makeup Official primer, and this is their Silk Hydration Primer. It's so hydrating, it feels like lotion on your face. I love it. And for a bright under eye, you really want to make sure you're moisturizing your under eyes, because a dry under eye will give you creases under your eye. And then we're going in with the same hydrating camo concealer in Tan Neutral, and you want to apply a generous amount under your eyes. As you know, I like to drag mine towards the tip of my eyebrow. Cutting and cleaning up excess eyeshadow will give that crease clean, like cat eye kind of look. I explained this in my last video. If you haven't seen it, check it out for more details on that. But you want to apply a generous amount all over your eye area. Don't take it onto your cheekbone and stuff like that, but make sure in your eye area you have a generous amount. This is really going to help with that bright under eye look. And as you can tell, this shade is about 3 to 4 shades lighter than my skin tone. You want it to be a bright shade that you're going in with. And yeah, then you can apply a little bit on your nose, a little bit on your forehead. Y'all know I don't like a forehead highlight. And then generous amount above your lip, cupid's bow area, around your mouth if you have smile marks like me, and then your chin area. And this is going to be basically like your foundation. So this allows you to use less foundation. It's a lighter application than going in with foundation and then concealer. Then I'm going in my Real Technique brush and I'm slowly buffing out the edges of my concealer, especially near the contour area. So you want to buff that out first, then go into the concealer and just buff everything out, pat it out, blend it out with patting motions. Use a nice light hand, don't be too hard on yourself or on your skin, and it will just blend out. Make sure you get into the creases of the eye, get up all them designer bags, make sure everything is nice and smooth, and also blend the nose area. As you can see, I brought my concealer towards my nose, kind of cleaning up the sides of my nose for my nose contour and making sure everything is nice and snatched. And you just want to blend like your life depends on it. Make sure you're getting up the creases, the corners, the edges. You want everything to be nice and smooth. If anything looks harsh, make sure you go back and blend it out. So this process, I kind of sped it up a little bit because it was actually a long process and it took a while. Now the concealer took over my nose, so I just went back in with the same brush I used to apply my nose contour, and I just touched it up. And then we're going in with our contour shade, and I'll put everything on screen because I don't feel like saying it. And I'm just going to contour my forehead and my cheeks and then under my chin. So now we're going to blend out our contour, and I'm blending towards the concealer, but not too much where it's taking it over, but just lightly towards the edges, blending out the concealer and making sure everything is nice and smooth. And then I'm going to do it on the other side, making sure everything is nice and smooth on that side as well. And then I'm going to blend out my forehead contour, and I kind of took it into my lace because if you have a wig on or whatever the case you got going here, just blend it into your hairline so it looks nice. You don't want to be out here looking crazy. And then I always take my contour to the sides, temples of my head, because it just looks smoother and nicer that way. Plus you want to kind of use that to clean up your concealer around your brows. Now we're going to use foundation. So we're only using foundation to clean up our contour. So the foundation will be placed in the areas where we haven't applied contour or concealer, and it's also going to clean up that contour area so it just looks nice and cut, crisp, sharp. And once you apply it, then you can go in and just blend it in and make sure that you're getting like your ears and your neck so you don't look like you're wearing a little mask out here. That's why I said that you want to make sure that it's close to your skin tone so you don't look crazy, because you can look crazy from doing this look since it's so bright. And then my favorite part, we're going in the MILANI blush, and this is in Very Smooch, and we're just putting little dots on the high part of your face. I repeat, the high part of your face, and then your nose and your forehead. The forehead is optional. I like the way it looks. If you don't like the way it looks, you can skip that. But make sure you put some on your cheeks, and this really helped blend the contour and the concealer together, and it just looks so good. Plus I love me a good blush, and this is perfect for the darky girls, the dark skins, the chocolate girls. It just really looks amazing on our skin tone, but it also looks amazing on like people with lighter skin tone. So if you're a woman of color, get this blush. Get it. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. But you just want to blend it in. It's okay if it gets on the concealer part. We're going to touch all that up in a second, but you want to make sure that you're just blending that in, making sure that everything is nice and smooth. This type of look really needs a lot of blending. You cannot do a bright under eye if you don't know how to blend. You have to blend to save your life, or else you're going to get flashback. You're going to look crazy, especially if you're a darker skin tone, a woman of color. Yes, you gotta blend to save your life. Now here's to my little secret. you go in with your LA Girl Pro Concealer in flat white. Yes, this is a color corrector, but the girlies has put us on TikTok. And you apply this in the front part of your eye. You're not going to apply as much as the other concealer, but you want to apply this there. And then put a dot on your nose because it's so bright. I'm a chocolate girl, so I'm going to put a dot. If you're lighter than me, you can add more if you like, but I'm just going to put a little dot. I think a dot is enough. And now I'm just going to use my beauty blender this time, and I'm going to blend it out. I'm mainly focusing in the front of my eye because that's where I want the light to attract to. You don't really need it to be bright all the way through. Just focus on the front of your eye and just blend it out a little bit towards the end, but mainly focusing in the front with your blending. Don't blend it out. Don't be too crazy. Be very careful when you're blending this, because if you go too far down into like your contour area, you will end up looking very ashy. But yeah, and while I'm doing that, I'm also making sure that I'm going over the sides of my nose. That's very optional. You don't have to do that. I just prefer to do that because I like that sharp nose contour. But when you do that, you also need to blend to save your life, because it can end up looking real harsh and crazy, giving, you know, Michael Jackson nose, and we don't want that. So yeah, this look just takes a lot of blending. That's all I'm trying to say, is blend to save your life, girl, and you'll be good. So here's where the video transitions. I ended up recording that whole look for you guys, and my camera was never recording because my phone had died. So here's the other part. I'm still at the same exact step that I was in. So now we're going to blend out our nose contour. I like to use my finger just because the warmness from your finger does a better job in like melting the concealer down. But now you want to apply more of the LA Girl Pro Concealer just right in the front. A little bit this time, a little less than what you applied before. And I'm using this tiny beauty blender, and I got these from AliExpress. I'm super in love with them, and I'm using it to blend out my concealer, making sure that I'm focusing mainly in the front of the eye. Do not really pass the eye. Now I'm going in with the brush I used to blend out my first concealer. I'm just patting the edges of the white concealer to make sure everything is nice and smooth. Going in with my Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm setting all the areas, avoiding the white concealer. So you want to set in everything else except for that white concealer. We have something else we're going to use for that. Make sure you snatch that nose, snatch under your contour to give you that nice clean cut face. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then set your nose and your forehead in so that this face stay on all day. Now we're going back into our James Charles palette, and I'm tapping into that white shade, and we're going to just set in our white concealer to make sure that that inner part of our eye is super duper bright. Now tapping into No Beans and 10% off, I'm going to set in my contour. This has like a little red tone to it. It almost looks like a blush, and I just love it. It really just bronzes up my face and makes it look so plush. I naturally have a red undertone, so things with red undertones I'm so in love with. So this is my A1 Day 1 contour. Using eyeshadow for contour is literally the best. And now I'm going into my Black Radiance contour highlight palette. This is a medium to dark one, and I'm using that medium shade to dust off the excess Laura Mercier translucent powder. And you want to dust off almost everywhere, but avoid your under eyes because we still want it to set and be super bright. Now we're going in with our NYX Jumbo Liner in Black Bean, and we're just going to line our waterline while our eyes are still setting. I love doing this because if you make mistakes, you can easily clean it up with the powder if you know how to do that. And then I'm just going in with the same eyeshadow we use on our eyes, and I'm applying that on my bottom lash, making sure that it's just nice and pigmented. Everything is going to look bomb. Just follow what I'm doing. And then I'm going in with my Makeup Revolution eyeliner, and I'm going to line my lash line just so it looks nice and clean. It helps me blend my lashes to my natural lash. I recommend doing this. I do it all the time when I'm wearing falsies. And then I decided to do a cat eye. fluffy brush to dust off the excess translucent powder. Really want to get in there and get rid of it. And I'm going in with my highlight. If you're an OG follower, you already know that I'm going in with the Guinea Craze Berry Pot of Gold, and I'm applying that right above my cat eye and using this other brush to blend it out. But yeah, I just want a little extra pop in my inner corner, so that's why I went in with that. It's so beautiful. I love this highlight. I don't know what I'm going to do when it's finished, because if you've been keeping up my videos, I told you guys that she don't even sell it anymore. I got it from a small business and they closed because of COVID, I believe. But they're no longer in business, so that sucks. Then I'm just blending it out afterwards to make sure that everything looks nice and smooth, not too harsh. And then I'm going in with the same No Beans color out of the James Charles palette, and I'm just setting my nose contour. It looks kind of harsh here, but like I said, blend, 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 blend. I really don't think there's a such thing as over blending. Just blend, girl. Blend, 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 blend. And now I'm going into this OG palette, you guys should know, the e.l.f. blush palette, and I'm going into the darkest blush shade just to set in our MILANI blush. Using the same highlight, I'm going to apply that to my cheekbones just a little bit, and then my nose and my cupid's bow. And then I'm going in with my Upswing mascara by Bite Beauty, my current fave mascara. Like, there's no other mascara better than this. It just really makes my eyelashes pop, really make me look like I'm wearing falsies when I'm not, and I'm obsessed with it. Now this is optional. I'm really into little beauty marks, moles, whatever you want to call them, so I just put little dots on my face. So that's what I'm doing here. Now time for lips. And I like to fold my lips. Got this hack off TikTok, girl. I stay on makeup TikTok. I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm obsessed. Anyway, I fold my lips and then I line it. That way it gives me a nice, smooth, overlined lip. I don't want it to be too messy, too overlined, but I'll probably go like a millimeter over my lip. But yeah, I do that to give me some nice full lips. And now I'm going in with my Phenomenal Gloss in Peach Touch. I'm obsessed with this. The pigment is giving. It's the perfect pinkish peaches shade, and I just love it. I gotta put a lot of this on because I just love doing the most when it comes to lip gloss. So I'm gonna stack it on. And then I'm gonna go in and touch it up with my pencil. And to top everything off, to put the cherry on top of the ice cream cake, we're going to put on some clear gloss. This gloss is from my beauty supply store, and I'm using a blush to apply it because I just feel like I have more control over the brush than the tube. Sometimes the tube be doing a little too much, be putting a little bit too much on, lips be dripping. Okay, so I go in with a brush and just touch everything out, and also the brush is really smooth, so it helps smooth out the edges of the lip gloss so it's not too harsh. Here's my all-nighter setting spray. I'm going to spray my face, soak my face. Y'all be being stingy with the spray your face, girl, and this will have your face in all day. I love to pat it in so that the spray can just melt into my face. This also helps reduce flashback, so there you go. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give me a big thumbs up, and put your notification bell on so you don't miss out on all of this. I almost didn't finish recording this video when my phone died or whatever, because I lost all my footage and I finished the whole look. But for you guys, I did it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I think you subscribe for my good job, okay? Because I almost didn't give it to y'all. I was this close to giving up, okay? So just subscribe to give me a little encouragement, okay? But that's all for today. As always, remember to be beautiful and love yourself.